All right, can you hear me now? There's been no indication that my sound was off. I even checked. Did we get Can you hear me? Can you hear? Yes? Yes. We got the W. You already know what to do. Smash that like button. Let's freaking go. We're going to talk about it all. No need to reset. Shout out my audio. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. All right, making sure that everyone can hear me after the San Francisco 49ers came away with the W against the Panthers. Give me a sound check in the chat just to make sure y'all can hear this ginger beard. We're going to talk about all the things going in today's game. We got a, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Hawks lost. Seahawks, not the Seahawks. Who lost? But anyways, absolutely monstrous win. Must have it. And the reason why this was such a big win is because how they won. The 49ers, when we look at this team, we know that they're capable. We know they can get it done. It was how they were going to win. And I really did appreciate the 49ers continuing to keep their foot on the throttle and whoop the Carolina Panthers 37-15, 13 points in the fourth quarter, 20 points in the second half. Those are the things that we like to see. We'll of course talk about the injuries that occurred, which is pretty much the worst part of this game, and we'll see how serious those things are as reports continue to come out. I'm sure Kyle will be speaking to the media here pretty soon, so any updates that come through I will relay to you all, just as I'm sure you'll be seeing them as well. But absolutely massive W for the 49ers. Gots to have that one. Couldn't fall to the Panthers. The 49ers did what they needed to do. They took care of business, absolutely suffocating the Carolina Panthers, whether it was on defense, offense, special teams, all of it. Obviously, we did run into some injuries. Robbie Gould got injured trying to stop a return. Not only did Robbie Gould get injured, we'll see how serious that injury is. Nick Bosa was ruled out. That's the one that I think we're holding our breath on. We really do not want to see anything serious with Nick Bosa moving forward. Emmanuel Mosley had a scare there at the end. Thankfully for Emmanuel Mosley, he was able to walk off on his own. So that was absolutely huge, just to be able to see him walk off. So there were some injuries to an already kind of banged up group with the 49ers. Obviously, we know Azeez Al-Shaair, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw already out. So any more injuries we don't want to see. And we don't want to see that turf anymore because that turf sucks. But let's talk about the 49ers offense. I know this defense played an absolutely massive role in the win against the Panthers. The defense continues to be absolutely lights out. But I want to start with the offense. The offense for the 49ers was the best that we have seen it this year. Obviously, it's been something that we've been watching back and forth, seeing how it was going to develop throughout the year. But the offense led by Jimmy Garoppolo this week looked great. Outside of We had the George Kittle fumble. Outside of that fumble, the 49ers did a pretty damn good job. 397 yards of total offense, 244 of those came through the air, 153 rushing yards. I mean, Tevin Coleman, welcome back, Tevin. Tevin looked like a spring chicken out there. Looked like I don't even know, but Tevin Coleman was moving extremely well out there, and he had himself a day. But the 49ers were able to get it done on the ground, through the air. They were efficient. They got, considering, going up against Brian Burns, only giving up 2 sacks on the day. That's pretty nice, if you ask me. Um, they had the ball for time of possession about 30 minutes. That's what we're looking for. We want to hit that 30-minute threshold with time of possession. Um, Again, you only had the 1 turnover uh, from Kittle, but those things can be corrected later on down the line. 61 total plays from the offense. This is what I like the most. Third down efficiency. The 49ers were 7 of 12 on third downs. And that's what we want to see. You get into those third down situations, continue drives, extend drives, keep your defense on the sideline. The 49ers did exactly that with 22 first downs. I got to give a ton of credit to Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to start there. Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm also too, I'm not here to crap on anyone, but I also haven't been shy of scrutinizing Jimmy Garoppolo up until this point. We got a little scare there in I think it was that first drive, where almost had an interception. Again, you had the safety squatting in the middle of the field, playing that robber role, anticipated the crossing route, sat on it, almost came away with an interception. But after that, really have to give a ton of credit to Jimmy Garoppolo and the way he played today. For a guy who's been heavily scrutinized since week 3 against the Denver Broncos on national television, stepping out of the end zone. You got to give some damn credit to Jimmy Garoppolo for just being mentally tough, to be able to not allow those things to bring him down and keep playing, keep getting better. He went 18 for 30, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. I would say for the most part on the day, Jimmy Garoppolo was on point. I'm talking about you had that threaded throw to Brandon Ayuk in between 3 defenders. The touchdown to Deebo Samuel. You had the 2-point conversion completed to Brandon Ayuk, but was called back because of a penalty on the offensive line. But it was still a great ball to get it there. Jimmy Garoppolo played pretty well. I'm excited to break down this tape. I'm excited to look into it and talk about the good throws that Jimmy Garoppolo had, not the questions about the decision making. I felt like the decision making process was there. I felt like him and Kyle were in rhythm, in lockstep, working together, executing, and they played phenomenally as a result. Jeff Wilson, and again, this doesn't work without Jeff Wilson. This doesn't work without the running game, the offensive line up front. Jeff Wilson had 17 carries for 120 yards, 7.2 a clip, and a touchdown. What a day for Jeff Wilson. And again, that really helps everything else when the 49ers can move the ball like that. And again, Tevin Coleman also added a touchdown on the ground. But it starts up front. It starts with the ability to move the ball in the run game, play action off of that, all those different types of things. So really pleased with the performance today from Jimmy Garoppolo. I couldn't say that, against the Denver Broncos, but I can absolutely say that against the Carolina Panthers. He did a hell of a job playing good. They have some good pieces on that defense. We got to give the Panthers some credit on defense. Their offense definitely struggling, but they have some good pieces on that defense, but they just could not withstand the onslaught from the 49ers offense. And again, I spoke about it at the beginning, but my favorite thing about this game was how they performed in the second half. When we look at these Kyle Shanahan led teams, it feels like they go into like passive mode or like reserve mode. It's like almost like, let's not make mistakes. Let's just, do what we need to do to get out of this game with a W. It felt like there's just a different energy in the second half because, again, getting into the second half, it was still somewhat close of a game. It was, the Panthers could have overcome the deficit that they were in. It would have been difficult, but they still had a potential to do so. But I think Kyle, I think Jimmy, I think the entire offense, it was really fun to see. That's the type of offensive football that we want to see by this team. And if Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan come out playing like that, this team is going to be very difficult to beat. We understand they already got a fantastic defense, and we're going to talk about the defense more as well. But if you can get that type of play, that type of efficiency from that offense led by Jimmy Garoppolo, plays called by Kyle Shanahan, let's go, man. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. We wanted to see that moving forward. Now the 49ers are going to be staying on the East Coast after this win against the Panthers. They will now be facing the Falcons next week in Atlanta, and great opportunity for the 49ers as they move to 3-2 on the year with a very, very convincing win here against the Panthers. Defensively, we all understand what it is. There was some injuries on the defensive side, so we'll continue to see what comes out of, the injuries to Nick Bosa, as well as Emmanuel Mosley. I think those are the two big ones. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Charvarius Ward came up a little limpy. We lost Jimmy Ward about as quickly as we got Jimmy Ward. So that is concerning. It's always concerning when you lose not only players, but key players on a defense like the 49ers and what they have. Listen to Good Speed. Smash that like button if you haven't already to celebrate this W. I'm loving it. But again, we're talking about the injuries right now. The thing that we aren't loving as much, however, the 49ers continue to show how deep they are on this defense and what they have behind these guys. I mean, Akeem Spence had a really nice play where he basically whooped the offensive lineman right off the snap. It allowed Fred Warner to absolutely crush the gap. But you had a sack from Fred Warner. You had a sack from Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. You had a sack from Talanoa Hufanga. You had a half sack from Tashawn Gibson. You had a half sack from Oren Burks. You had a sack from Drake Jackson. Sack from Charles Omenihu. I mean, the dogs were eating today. And don't forget the Emmanuel Mosley touchdown return for an interception taken back for a touchdown. So the 49ers defense absolutely balling out. The injuries definitely started to catch up there at the end. But all we can ask for right now, based on what we're going to hear about these injuries, is that there's no extended missing time. We'll see. Again, I think Bosa is the most concerning one. The fact that he wasn't able to return to the game. We're gonna check on Emmanuel Mosley. That one happened late, so we got to figure that out. But again, just dominating performance for the most part. All three phases for the most part. You did get the blocked field goal, so they gotta figure that out because I think that's the second blocked field goal they've had this year. But my guy Jordan's happy because the Panthers now hold the number one pick in the NFL draft. I don't know. Is Matt Rule going to get fired? We talked about that heading into this game that if the 49ers could win convincingly and win at this type of margin, maybe it would be the last time we see Matt Rule. I don't know. Could be. Could be. I agree with this actually. Special teams did not play that well today at all. It's actually one of the reasons why Robbie Gould got hurt is because of him having to tackle. I think back to back kickoffs. Gould had to take down the kicker. Second one ultimately got hurt. You had the missed field goal block. So yeah, you're right. Special teams did not play well today, but it wasn't enough. To derail them because the offense and defense were so good. You had to have Mitch Wishnowsky come in, kick some field goals there at the end. So, hey, man, uh, it's a good win, but hopefully this team can get healthy next week. And again, I'm just waiting for some injury notes to pop out from some of the reporters today. What were some of your guys's? Kyle said Shanahan. Damn. Okay, I'm seeing it now. Hold on a second. Jimmy Ward has a broken hand. That sucks. Tore his ACL. No. All right. So Emmanuel Mosley tore his ACL. Oh man, that is so freaking brutal. All right. Well, the good mood kind of goes to not so good. Oh, pain. Damn it, man. Oh, that sucks. So massive, massive injuries. I mean, that means Emmanuel Mosley is out for the season. Oh, God. That is not good. Oh, boy. All right, let me get some of these posted. I mean, I might as well. Hold on a sec. I want to listen too. So give me a second here. I'll pull it up. And then we'll kind of hop in and talk about it. Let me get it pulled up here. Man, that's brutal.
How we get to go to the Greenbrier. I love how our guys get to stay together. It's a lot easier to focus when we do that, and hopefully we'll get some better news on some of these guys. He could. It's a lot to ask from him. Just the injuries coming back. Um, we only got really one full speed practice last week that he could really test it on. It was a little easier for Jimmy, just having training camp and stuff like that. So we'll see how these three practices go this week. We'd love to have that option, but it won't change it based off of what happened to UNET. We just got to see if he's ready. Yeah, any of them.
A lot of red in the stands. What can you say about the faithful?
Our fans are awesome everywhere we go. It's so cool there at the end hearing them chant our guys' names. Our guy, I didn't know that till I got here, but our fans travel as good as any team I've been on. Yeah, I thought all three phases did a good job, and I thought we obviously missed a couple on special teams. I thought those two big returns put the defense in a tough situation. At least hold them to a field goal, which I think we did on one. I think they scored on both of them, actually. I can't remember. But just overall, it's real happy with the team. No. No, yeah, I mean, losing a player on defense doesn't affect play calling on offense. Just how the game goes affects that stuff. But you don't just think because you're missing a player that things are going to go different. You just watch and adjust and try to get a feel for the game. What's that?
They had given up an open drive touchdown in 21 games. How big a statement was that for you before the game?
I thought it was big because I think we made some huge third downs on that drive, especially the third play of the game. I think that was the one to George. So to make those big plays to keep us out there, and I believe we got a long run from Jeff to get down there and finish it. That's wish we could do that every time. That's usually the goal.
What are you liking out of Jeff Wilson Jr. just having another career-long run today?
We know Jeff very well. He's been here for a while. Whatever role we ask Jeff to do, he's ready. I got as much respect for Jeff as anyone I've coached. He's a tough dude. Went through a lot in this game and just kept going. And it was nice to get some other guys in there, give them some ops. But and I thought our running back room stepped it up.
How did Jimmy Garoppolo been back? How would you assess his performance today?
I thought he played real well today. Thought he made some big plays, some big throws. Didn't turn the ball over, which was huge. That was a big thing. It's always a big thing, but it was a real big emphasis coming into this game, and I was real happy with Jimmy. Yeah. Also, we like to play. But yeah, there's lots of plays that, I think his next three passes, I don't think he was the first guy, but they end up getting it. It's just very rarely do you call a play for one person. It's, the look was we hoped Kittle would get it on it. That guy actually hit him, and it almost went to BA. Jimmy did a good job being patient with him, though. I think we're going to tell you that. It was. I don't even know what language you're talking right now. Not always. You can run them down the middle in Tampa too. You guys good? All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Absolutely brutal to find out that the 49ers will lose Emmanuel Mosley for the remainder of the season. That is absolutely huge. Jimmy Ward has a broken hand. I have not seen anything on. Okay, so right here, Ian Rappaport is reporting Nick Bosa has a tight groin, and Kiki Robert Gould likely has a knee contusion. Man, that sucks. That's what kills the mood right now is Emmanuel Mosley going down, man. He is so important to this 49ers defense. He has been playing lights out through the first 5 games of the year. To have E-Man go down with a torn ACL for the season is a gut punch, man. Because I would absolutely say for the 49ers to be successful this season, Emmanuel Mosley was going to be a big part of that recipe. So not having him for the rest of the year across from Charvarius Ward, it now becomes who will step up and fill that role. Is it going to be Jason Verrett? Is it going to be Ambry Thomas? Who's it going to be? But my goodness, that is brutal. And again, like I mentioned, Nick Bosa has a tight groin, so that doesn't sound too bad. 49ers, I got to post really quick. Nick Bosa has a tight groin per Ian Rappaport. So, yeah, definitely dampered here. This is from Kyle Shanahan, again, who mentioned this stuff. So, woo! It's always something, man. Just when you think, you come out of with a good win, in the way that you wanted to win, 49ers lose a huge starter. Oh, man, that sucks. That is absolutely terrible. So, all right. This is what I think we're going to do here. Let me just checking all these reports that keep coming out. Man, brutal. Let's see. So we had our initial reaction. We'll continue to react. I got to do my spot on Cron 4 News to talk about the game. So that will air later, but I got to hop off to go get that shot. So keep an eye out for that on Cron 4 later. So I'll be talking about 49ers on there. We'll see. I might hop back on once I can get my speaking obligations taken care of. And we can talk more a little bit about the game, react to maybe some of the press conferences and things like that. So that's it for me today. Not today, for right now. I'll potentially hop on later. Smash that like button on your way out, but I appreciate everyone hopping in. 49ers got the W in convincing fashion, but they take the L by losing guys like Jimmy Ward and Emmanuel Mosley. We'll continue to talk about how big of an impact that really has moving forward and how the 49ers are going to make up those massive losses on the defensive side. So thank you for everyone who's vibed with me. Appreciate the support on the channel, all that good stuff. Like I said, I'll potentially be back later tonight. But man, that was tough. But I appreciate you guys. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to